I'm not an RV tech by a long shot, but I'm pretty handy, and I've been around RVs a lot of years. So when something on our trailer needs fixing, I usually take a stab at it myself. On the upside, repairs on the road and campgrounds almost never happen. I always check my systems, refrigerator, furnace, water pump, etc. before every trip. So most of our repairs and upgrade projects have been done in the driveway, where I have access to all my tools, my expert friends, and the local home stores. But just in case, I wouldn't feel good about hitting the road without a set of tools for at least basic repairs, maintenance, and some campsite chores. For me, it's one of the must-haves for safe and enjoyable RVing. I've accumulated my set of tools over many years, and I like that I have probably way more than I'll ever use. That also means I probably have whatever I might ever need. I'll walk you through the whole array, but if you're going to get one thing, start with a basic driver handle and a set of interchangeable bits. Of course, you need the slot and Phillips head bits, but we are RVers, so you absolutely need these square or Robertson bits as well. They're very common in RVs and are actually less prone to stripping than Phillips head screws. They're being replaced by some manufacturers, though, with Torx screws, so a set of these would also be advisable. And sometimes I just need a screwdriver for a quick fix. I carry these three right at the front of my toolbox, so they're super handy. It's good to have short-handled screwdrivers for tight spaces. And the bit kits don't come with tiny screwdrivers, so I carry these little ones as well. Because we have a trailer with stabilizing jacks, I also consider my cordless driver and this 3/4 inch socket to be indispensable. This saves me from having to hand crank the jacks up and down. Also high on the list of must-have tools are pliers. At the very least, a basic pair of slip joint pliers. Highly recommended would be a larger pair of what are sometimes called channel lock pliers, and really good to have pliers would be needle nose and vice grips. And a few more things you should consider basic necessities: a box cutter, some sort of razor knife, a pair of scissors, and a tape measure. Of course, you should always have a hammer, and because sometimes the answer actually is a bigger hammer, I carry 3. And because this is an RV toolkit, a tire pressure gauge is absolutely an essential tool. If your tires are over or underinflated, it can get you into real trouble. So know what your tire inflation should be and make sure you stay close to that. I happen to have a digital gauge I keep in the truck and an old school analog I keep in the tool bag in the trailer. I check them against the TPMS of my F-150, and both actually are within 1/2 pound of the TPMS. One more thing that's RV essential is a spare fuse kit. One of these babies goes out, it could be lights out on your whole trip. So know what fuses your RV has in the fuse box and carry at least one spare for each type. I like these easy ID fuses that light up when blown. Now let's talk about some stuff that, while not absolutely essential, I guarantee you'll be glad to have it along sooner or later. Probably at the top of this part of the list is a digital multimeter. It's been said that an RV is like driving your house through an earthquake and a hurricane at the same time, and all that vibration can and does shake things loose from time to time, not the least of which is electrical connections. If you have a light or some other component that's down and you've determined it's not a blown fuse, then a multimeter can help you isolate where the problem is. And speaking of connections, next on my personal list is tape. First and foremost, duct tape. No joke, this stuff really can come through in a pinch. I also like gaffer's tape for a lot of the same uses. It's pricier, but it has a nicer look and feel. It's also better for temporary uses because it's designed not to leave residue behind when you remove it. And of course, vinyl electrical tape, designed to withstand temperature and voltage the way others are not. And I really like this double-sided exterior grade tape. Super strong. Just gives me another way to make repairs and keep things in place. Lastly, for connections, I keep a small repair kit. Butt connectors, tap connectors, wire nuts, wire cutters, a crimping tool, and some zip ties. If you have space in your tool bag, get yourself some wrenches. I probably grab the 1/4 inch sockets the most, but a 3/8 inch kit is good to have as well. I also carry a set of combination wrenches for getting into those tight spots. A couple of adjustable wrenches and a set of Allen wrenches complete my wrench set. And here's some things that live mostly at the bottom of my bag, but are worth mentioning because, well, you never know. A set of drill bits, a couple of files, a battery brush, and some spare parts. Here's a spare hitch pin, an extra breakaway cable, a safety pin, and some spare hose clamps and hose washers. Also down near the bottom of the bag are a few lubricants, some all-purpose lubricant, some penetrant, and a tube of lithium grease for the hitch ball. And a couple of tools, not in my tool bag per se, but what I consider to be more like campsite tools worth mentioning. Especially if you like a nice wood campfire, you'll want to bring along a hatchet, maybe an axe, a shovel, and definitely a bow saw. And here's a couple things that basically make all the tools better. For starters, get yourself a shop towel or two to throw in there. Get yourself a pair of quality work gloves to keep from nicking knuckles and having to scrub the grime off in the RV bathroom. And honestly, a good headlamp, in my opinion, belongs at the very top of this list. Yeah, I know, it's a little geeky for some people, and Seana and our kids still chuckle a little when I put mine on, but frankly, the sheer utility of these things far outweighs the oddball factor. I say get over it. A good headlamp pours a ton of light on your task. It's hands-free, so you don't have to hold or balance a flashlight. And a headlamp always shines exactly where you're looking. So that's it. You may not feel like you need to carry all these tools in your rig, but you won't be wrong if you do. And if you have an indispensable tool you think I missed in this video, please let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and feel free to leave your comments below. We love to hear what you think of our videos.